Well, let's take you back to Soweto and our full View Anchor Bongiwe Zwane, who's there talking to residents about the issues they face. This under the shadow of the ANC's Policy Conference, which is taking place not far away from them in Nasrec. Bongiwe, over to you.
Thank you very much, Iman, and apologies for the break-in transmission a little earlier on. As mentioned, we are coming to you live from Diepkloof Zone 3, where residents have been battling with some, very serious issues. The levels of crime here, Iman, we were made aware as we arrived here that a car was stolen just yesterday outside of the yard where we are right now. There's also been several incidents as well of gender-based violence. But let me not speak for these community members, Iman, as I'm going to ask Lucky to start walking with me now as we speak to some of the elderly in this very community who are really saying that for them, they need a serious resolution on crime, Iman. Otherwise, they are then going to have to start really having some serious conversations with the government. And we'll find out what are some of these serious conversations and what will they look like. Mama, siyabonga kakhulu isikhathi sakho namhlanje. Nekikupa libitso lesifane ma.
Ke onika dutlwileng ke dula mo zone 3 Diepkloof Mphatlalatsane Street.
Ma no sa ga bolella ha re fitla mo o bua ka hore ANC gona nngwe ke re ba kopane ko Nasrec ba ntse ba etsa di policy ene ba bua ka taba ya crime gore ba batla gore ba dile ka yona ha ke tsebe for lona gore le ka rata gore ba bua ka eng e le gore lona as the residents tsa mo Diepkloof ko zone 3
ne re ka rata gore ba re gatelle taba ya Nazareth ko conference ya ANC gore le rona crime ya re affecta gagolo o robetse o utlwa dithunya dilla ene o ka se bo khona go tswa mo ntlong ka nako eo dithunya dilla ka bo 11:30 o'clock
dithunya dilla ka gona mo gaufinyana
last week ne dilla ka mo King Ganas maabane ba thuntse motho mo di roboto mo
ne ba mo tshwara pono ro getsagalang
ba re is the owner ya di taxi
yaanong ma ba bua ka gore taba ya crime gape e affectiwa gagolo ke issue ya poverty le ntho tse jwalo lona le ka rata gore ha ba shebisisa taba tsa crime because ba bua le taba tsa di CPF gore go patroliwe mo ditrateng mara ba berekisane le maponesa lona le bona gore if le ka ba le CPF or le be le batho ba patrolang go ditrateng le ka gona gore le berekisane le maponesa go gona gale gore crime e o llang ka yona gona yanong e tle e tsebe gore e theoge
ka utlwa taba eo ya gore re batla di patrol ha di save le tsona ka gore maphodisa a nka nako gotla ba re ha bana di transport tsa gotla go bona and then le eng gape
ba bua gore relationship ya batho ya di communities le maponisa tshwantse e be betere
ha o ya mo police station mole o kenya case ba ya mogela mara ha ba responde ka nako ba itlogela wa itse nna ke na le di case tse kana ka my sweetheart ke tshetse ke ntlo ga 5 ke ya mo police station mole ebe ba bolang le ngwana ka mo gate mo till today ka 94 aba so tle go monna ile ya shwella fela
Iman, that is Gogo Onika, who talks about how for her it's a very difficult journey because she says she believes that police response time is something that is going to have to be improved. She talks about how her home was torched 5 times. Her son killed in this very yard that we are in right now. The police, she says, this happened in 1994. She says the police have never been to her house. She's opened several cases. The response time is shocking, she says. And she says she wants them to look really seriously into issues of crime. Nkgono ne ke kopa lebitso la gago le sefane.
Okay, nna Magauta Ndlovu.
Nkgono Magauta for wena ditaba tse wa bona gona nong ANC e kopane ko Nasrec ne ba etsa policy di policy e tlo ba di policy tse ileng gore di tlo sebetsa ko lefatsheng di tlo re bontsha gore tsa majwang ka taba tsa crime taba tsa unemployment taba tse dingata tse ileng gore le la ka tsona bo electricity bo Eskom ntho tse jwalo wena o ka rata gore ha ba ntse ba dutse mo le kona se re ke bantse ba etsa di policy tse ba ka etsa policy e feng e leng gore wena nkgono Magauta o dula mo Diepkloof e ka o ama and e improve bophelo ba hao
ko re ka se ame nna fela or ka se improve bophelo ba ka fela e ka fokotsa le crime o bona taba e ya gore ba re youth ke ko re ba shebeletse fela youth up to 35 years ko re ba after 35 upward 36 upward sonse ba berekeng crime e tlonetse tswela ka re ba ka se bereke le bona ko sonse ko re ba e be gantle is either ba bua ka experience or ka education wa e bona ntwe yalo ka re ba bangata bana ba over 35 ba sa berekeng go etsiwa eng ka bona ke bana ba romela ko crime ba tlo ba le crime and mo tabeng ena ya di CPF ke bona bana ba petrola bana ba petrolang ba teng a kere mara o tlisora ba thola training
ba sebedisana le maponisa
for gone no ha ke ba tlo bua makangwana ke ha ke sure ba berekisana le maponisa ka ha nke ba berekisana le maponisa dilo tse dingata nke be ba kgonile gore ba di overcome nke be go dithunyanyano tse dingata tse di seteng ha maponisa ha teng le bona go ka tshwanelo santse ba thole training a kere ena ba thole payment nyana gape gore re bona ba kgothale ka re bosigo kaofela ba busy ba petrol bana ba rona ba ya msebetsing ba felegediwa wa e bona gore ba safe mareno santse ba thole training ene ba thole le
Re a leboga nkgono Magauta. What Iman nkgono Magauta says there is that for her it will be very important that this issue of youth unemployment is looked at holistically, even beyond the age of 35. She says that they have to cater for those people as well. And at the same time, Iman, you'd remember in the policy documents of the ANC, they're talking about strengthening the CPF as well as the relationship between the police, the police as well as the communities. And she says if they are to strengthen the CPF, they need to give them training and they also need to integrate them better and remunerate them as they then work with the police. And I am going to speak to another granny, Iman, just to get a sense from her. Nkgono, re a leboga for nako ya gago. Wena o le motho o dulang ko Diepkloof and ke kutlo go phoro tsale ka lebitso la hao. Motho as nkgono o dula mo Diepkloof. ANC e dutse gona no ba drafted the policy tse leng gore ke tsa naga ke tsa South Africa. O ka rata gore ba shebe eng?
Nna ne ke rata gagologolo ba shebe mo tabeng ya di drugs le unemployment because gona yanong bana ba bangata ba kene mo di drugsing and then le ba over age nyana ba kene mo di drugsing le bona because mebereko a yeyo. Because if ba ditse fela ke engwe ba tlo etsang without gore ba tswe di drugs tseo and the drugs tse di re bolaela bana ba sa utlwa batswadi bana ba sa mamela ka mo dintlong and ba iketse ke because of these drugs and then the drugs tse di tlo bolaela bana because we are not the next president of South Africa it goes okay ha bana ba boetse gagolo mo di drugs because next president of South Africa since it's mo bona ba so ne ke kopa gore ka nnete go shebisitse taba ya di drugs le employment because gona no mo mabalape ka mangata ke kholo wa sasa bana 5-6 ka motlo ababereki. So that income says ba share le bona ka ofela ka montlong and e ka se ba khone go ba cover ka ofela montlong so go tla end up go bana ba be ba tswe ba loka nga kontle go sa tshwanela gore ba ka ntika ba iperekela ka matsogo ba ona ba kleida sentim ba khone go tloba bophelo ba bona.
Ra lebogang khono ke mang?
That is Nomasonto
Mudibe, Iman, talking about the ripple effects of unemployment, as even in those policy documents, they do admit that the issues around poverty give birth to quite a number of issues. And she says that the issue of drugs is one that is huge. And she's hoping that they're going to draft some serious policies around unemployment, the use of drugs, because the next president of this country is supposed to come from these very young people who are now abusing drugs. Some of them, she says, are relying on the social grants that their grandmothers are bringing, and you find that it's 5 or 6 of them in the home, and they're relying on this one social grant. And she says for her, those are issues that she really hopes will be addressed. As we wrap up, Iman, I'd like to get very briefly from one young person here who is affected, of course, by various issues that are in this community. Thank you so much for your time. Let's talk about, the impact that you are hoping the policies that are being drafted in Nasrec right now is going to have on a community like yourselves.
Okay, my name is Tiamo Diale, and then basically my main concern is unemployment. And then everybody's sitting here and expecting the government to provide all these jobs. As I can recall, each and every township that we live in Soweto, it has libraries. So what we will request from our government is that deploy these libraries and hire business administrators so that they can come and educate young people about how to start their own businesses, how to become impactful in their communities. Because we cannot all sit here and say, government, give me a job. It's unrealistic in a way. So we want all these, that's all we want. Get business administrators to come into these libraries, and then we will go and study there. And then by us getting us all these entrepreneurs up in place, we'll be able to hire other people and pass the skills to other people. That's my thought, though.
Thank you so much, Tiamo. Iman, these are some of the voices of the community members in Dipkloof Zone 3 who are hoping that some of the policies that are being drafted, they are going to speak to the very issues that they are raising, Iman, because you think about some of those policy documents as they talk about the security of the country that is under threat, particularly when you look at where we were last year, July, the unrest, really laying bare the issue of unemployment, laying bare the issue of just how dissatisfied and angry some of the residents are. And they say that for them, the issue of crime, the issue of drugs, and even they say that they even hear guns, going off. They hear people being shot right outside their own yards. So quite a lot of concern around crime tonight, Iman, and we'll continue to bring you more from other residents in Midlands in the next hour. It's back to you for now.
Bongiwe, thank you for so eloquently bringing us the stories of the community members there. And it's really, really hard to hear this institutional pain almost in the voices and on the faces of the elderly there in Soweto. We'll have another crossing with Bongiwe a little bit later on in the program, so do stay with us for that.